everyone. My name's Fran and I'm the founding director of Heart-Centered Leaders. And this is my third global leadership conversation from the heart. And I am absolutely delighted to introduce Tasha Chen, the co-founder of the Science of Getting Rich Academy and Master Money Manifester. Hello, Tasha.
Hello, Fran. Thanks for having me on. I'm a global leader. I feel so esteemed this afternoon.
I only interview esteemed people.
I love it.
It's wonderful to have you here. And I am only interviewing people that inspire me, and you are one of those people that inspires me. And I just love your positive energy is the first thing that comes to me, but I could come up with a whole list of qualities. But for now, we will let the audience see those qualities in the interview that you're about to give. So I won't give away too much. But I would love to ask you to tell us a little bit about your personal journey to become a heart-centered leader.
Oh my goodness. You know, Fran, I grew up in a culture that was very based on discipline, right? So it was very rough around the edges. You know, when you looked at our leaders, be it our parents, our teachers, people in church, wherever, it was always fear-based. You know, you were afraid of those that seemed like they were there to lead you. And I've just always innately felt like something's not right about that. And I think it really started, I would say, believe it or not even in business for me, but as a parent. I made the decision there first that as a parent, I wanted to be a heart-centered parent. How about that?
Lovely.
You know, yeah, I really wanted to create the kind of relationship where my kids would more feel like our hearts connected and I was here to guide them than I was going to beat them with the rod into doing the right thing, you know? And then I kind of realized that that worked. And so then at my work, because first I had a job, and so at work, I've always been very great at just being authentically me. And when I became, you know, when I got leadership positions, it just continued to, you know, just be a very natural thing for me to do. But I realized the difference between my leadership style and, let's say, the ones that my supervisors or managers, was that I really was just always coming from, well, I know we all want this result, but how can we come together in a way that we win? We both win. We all win, right? So it's a benefit for all, which is, I think, is a very heart-centered place to lead from. And now that I have a business of my own and a business partner and a team and clients that I serve, and, you know, always in that, one of the things of being a leader is that people really look up to you for guidance, you know? And so I've really committed to staying in my heart, not really allowing the fame or the results or the accolades to really, you know, take over, but really just staying true to myself and coming from, wow, I've been blessed to be in this role, and how can I, from the love in me, support and guide all these people that, you know, are looking to me for guidance as a leader.
It sounds like your ego, which could so easily be activated because you are successful, you've really been keeping that in check and keep returning to your heart to lead.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And you know what, Fran? It feels so good to lead like that.
Yeah.
It really does. I mean, and I don't know if this is a personality trait, but I've even hired my coach to guide me to expand our platform. And he says, okay, and what do you want me to know? I want you to know that your job is to keep me authentic, keep me Tasha, right? Yeah.
It's great. And why do you think the world is crying out for more heart-centered leaders now?
Oh my goodness, this is a weighted question because my mind wants to go to politics and start there with like our global leaders, you know, but I won't.
Yeah.
I won't.
That's a whole other interview, isn't it, really?
It's a whole other conversation. Yeah, you'll need a panel of us to give
Yeah.
our different thoughts.
Yeah.
But I really think that, you know, right now we have an incredible opportunity as leaders to go into our hearts in a way that we've never had this before, because the organizational structures are falling apart. Right? We're not even working in the same space anymore. We're all at home. We're all, you know, I mean, everything that we have known up until this point has literally changed overnight. And the thing that I believe is going to keep us connected really is our hearts. You know, that's the place that we connect. And so if you want to lead and create results, you're going to have to master connecting with people, because you're not seeing them in the same space anymore, right? They're now bombarded with the rest of their life in a way that they could escape to work and do it. You know, they're now at home with life and the realities of this new scenario. And the key is connection. It really is. And that's a hard thing, you know?
Yes. So important. And so where do you think, or how do you think you fit in to that bigger picture, Tasha?
Well, in my role as a leader, the conversation that I'm having with people is around abundance and money, which is usually a pretty heavy, touchy, you know, we all have a lot of like stories and blocks that come up when we talk about abundance in general, but specifically money, right? We have, do we deserve it? You know, we have trauma related to it. There's so much, and yet having an abundant life is what we're all here for. That's the reason we agreed to show up on this planet and become, you know, in this time and space, have this life experience, is that we wanted to have a full life. And the reality is that it takes financial well-being to be able to do that. Right? So when we go to talk about money, I believe with all my heart that one of the things that I'm charged with is there's certainly a lot of people talking about money in lots of different ways. And one of the things that I'm charged with is to take that heart-centered approach that I have to life in general and have this very heavy conversation. I once saw this commercial for Lloyd's Bank from the UK, and it was around the M word.
Yes,
you know?
I saw it.
It was very funny, but it was so true. Nobody wants to talk about this, you know, let's not go there. And so to be able, but it's a conversation we need to have. And so to be able to connect with people wherever they are in that topic, I think is something that's really needed right now. Especially too, we're talking about money. People are afraid financially. There's a lot of fear, you know, so to be able to approach this conversation from our hearts, I think it's going to take us a lot further, and something that obviously I'm happy to do.
And I think, you know, part of your work, you're breaking down the barriers for people to have that conversation, aren't you? And definitely if you're British, there's a big taboo around money. You know, some parents won't talk to their children about their wills, or they don't want to tell them prices or salaries or anything. And, you know, I think part of the way you manage to put the messages across from your heart is playful and light. We don't need to be, you know, talking about money as though we're talking about funerals, do we?
Oh, that's so good, Fran. I'm going to use that. We don't need to be talking about money as if we're talking about a funeral. Oh my gosh. So well said. Yeah.
And so what, is there anything coming up soon? Any particular projects that you'd kind of like to highlight to the audience?
I would love to. You know, one of the things right now, a major project for me is I'm having a deep conversation around deservingness. And I feel like this is coming up. Obviously, I have my own story around how I had to figure out that I wasn't being very deserving of the things that I was asking for. And in my experience with that, I realized, oh, wow, there are a lot of people with money stuff going on where they don't feel that they deserve the financial abundance that they desire. They desire it. They have a desire for it. They absolutely want it. They want a better financial life. They want to know that their children are taken care of. But deep inside, there are all these layers that say, but I don't deserve it. And so with the best will in the world, we're going to work ourselves into the grave. Like you said, we're going to, you know, just have really, it affects our relationships. There's so much that's not happening with ease in our lives because we can't have a great relationship with money. And so to really support everyone in that conversation, one of the things that I do is a 5-day money attraction challenge that's absolutely playful. Like you said, for 5 days, we give everyone in the challenge, and we have people from all over the world. We give everyone in the challenge money, play money to spend. Right? So who doesn't want to get play money, to pretend to buy stuff, the stuff that you've been secretly wishing you could, but you could, you know, would never dare? Well, we give you the play money and we tell you, go spend it and show us what you would have bought. So you get to showcase to people from all over the world, here's what I've been longing to buy, you know? It's absolutely fun. So we have the fun component of this challenge. And we also have, for 5 days, I get on and I mentor and have real deep transformational conversations around deservingness and money. And so this challenge is coming up really soon here. It's actually August 31st to September 4th. So it's Monday to Friday. And every day, like I said, you get money, but every day at 12 Eastern, I jump on and we do the live coaching session. So it's a great deal of fun, which is a good way to, you know, change that relationship with money that we have, and also be guided as to how to work on this deservingness stuff. And I think a lot of people, you'll probably agree, Fran. I mean, I've traveled to the UK many times and done lots of events there. And it's not specific to any part of the world. I think it's just our generation. My kids are not going to have this issue, you know, but it's just our generation, whatever it was in our upbringing, whether it was our families, our culture, our religion, we're just weighted with this stuff around money. And I would love for people to come join us during these 5 days and really work on changing that.
I think you are doing a great deal to blow the shame and the guilt around money out of the water and turn it into something else. And it is crazy when we look at it objectively. Why should we have all these terrible feelings around this energy that is there to help us in our lives to have a happier life? It does sound a bit crazy when we say it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at it objectively like that, you're absolutely right. And yet we know that we do have, you know, the shame and the guilt and all that's there too. So it's time to change that. It's not serving us.
And I think certainly for me in my adult life, you know, I've started looking for positive examples of people with wealth. I think I used to attach negative associations or assumptions to people who are super successful, you know, and thought that hard work was this really virtuous thing. Well, you can still be a good person, can't you, Tasha? You're a great example. Be successful, be abundant, and a fantastic person too. So
and have lots of fun.
Exactly. So if people would like to join your 5-day challenge, how would they go about it?
Oh, it's really easy. So the website is just that, moneyattractionchallenge.com, moneyattractionchallenge.com. And when you register, please let us know that you saw this interview by typing in. It will ask you who referred you. Just put Fran. We'll know it's this Fran. And that will really help us know that that's where, you know, that you guys came from. So moneyattractionchallenge.com.
I wish you lots of luck with that. And actually, I'll be there joining you, Tasha. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. That's awesome.
One final question for you. You know, the conversations I'm having with a lot of people on Zoom, I'm getting the feeling that the general consensus is people want to be doing more. They want to know how they can get out there and make a difference in the world. They might be doing a certain amount already, but there's kind of this impatience to be part of the solution. And I wondered if you have a tip for anybody listening who would like to kind of step up, be seen a little bit more, and make more of a positive impact in the world right now?
Yes. So, you know, my answer is going to be a little bit unusual, because I'm sure there are lots of, you know, there's so many choices. Go volunteer, go do this, go join an organization, you know, be more of a role model. And I'm going to say, come back home. Really take this time. If you want to change the world, work on you. The better person that we can all become during this time. Just think of the ripple effect. You know, if I became a better mom, that's going to impact my kids, who are then going to show up at school different. And if I became a better friend, and if I became a better wife, if I just worked on becoming a better me, instead of going out and trying to get busy doing to change the world, there's so much that we can still do by just working on ourselves, and the ripple effect is vast and wide. So I know that there's lots of opportunities to make an impact, but my recommendation is really just take this time to work on you. And I think, honestly, that's what this pandemic has gifted us, is time, you know? So yeah, that would be mine. Take the time to work on you.
That's a wonderful tip. And I wonder if you've got any particular qualities that you'd like or would recommend people focus on when you say look inside and work on yourself.
Yes. Work on loving yourself. Work on loving yourself. You know, so far, however old we are, however old you are watching, I'm going to be 46. Oh my gosh, in a few weeks.
Not old.
Right. And I just think I have been so busy in my life that I've been so distracted from really paying attention to me. And when I have paid attention to myself, it's been to put myself down. You know, when I've given any attention to me, it's been to make myself wrong, put myself down, judge myself, criticize, go on and on and on. So I think right now, when I'm saying work on yourself, take this quiet time to really look at, how can I love myself more right now? I've never had a chance to give myself this much love. How can I practice that right now? And again, just think of the vibration of love emanating from each person. Again, back to being heart-centered, right?
Yeah.
When your heart vibration is so activated with love, just think about everyone around you and how they're going to experience you and be influenced and impacted by the way you're showing up. And then they're going to want to do the same.
Wonderful. Self-compassion is a truly underrated quality, isn't it? You know,
Yes.
And once you start practicing it, and I really do believe it's something that needs to be practiced and learnt, that the power of it is incredible.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank
Agreed.
you. That's a fantastic tip. And it's been wonderful talking to you.
Thank you, friend. Thanks for having me and sharing.
You're very welcome. You're very
sharing
welcome.
Everything that you're doing out in the world too. Thank you.
You're very
keeping
welcome.
us heart-centered.
Sending you love too.
Yes, yes.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.